first of all, probably the largest thing is going to be the Swedish Ground Forces tree with one CV90 105 TML, which isn't out technically, or isn't available anywhere. The French. Wait, no. Continue with Swedish as well. None of the images are here, but you can play them. There's also Gripen. Sorry, Draken J35D. Um, with RB24s, not sure how useful they are considering I don't have any Gs to actually unlock those and test those. So I'll probably check those in number 2. Finishing off the AMX32, not too special, I'd say. Armor's kind of weak all around. Yeah, and it's just spaced armor in the front, so I wouldn't say it's very strong. Although it's probably a solid tank because it's probably a stabilized 120 at 9.3. With decent penetration, judging by what the other tanks were using at that same PR. Nothing new for Italy. Yes. Yep. Nothing new for. Oh right, yeah. France got new low tier stuff, but I don't think it really matters too much. China got their ZTC 96A. Aviation wise, I don't think they got anything new except for the F100A, which is Taiwanese. Japan got the F4EJ Phantom 2. They got the Ikazuchi class patrol boat, I guess. It's a PC, I think. I think it's actually almost the same as the US one, maybe. I'm not really sure, but considering he's a Bull Force, it's definitely not during World War II. It's probably post-war. Actually, let's compare 3.3. 3.3. No, it's not an LCS or is it closer to Asheville, but with the weapon stripped? No. Doesn't seem like it's maybe a river class. Yeah, maybe. I'm not really sure. Probably. I'm actually gonna go with it's probably its own class considering how there is no bow, which looks like that. Mogami Mikuma type has that weird green camo or island camo. The gun's broken, I'd say, because if you test sail it, some of the guns don't make a sound for some reason when firing them. As you'll be able to see pretty soon. No, just the main caliber though, not anything else. So if I did like this, and then yeah, see, no sound, no sound, sound, no sound, no sound, sound, no sound. And no sound. I didn't even realize I fired until I saw the shells. Anyway, that seems to be an ongoing issue with this specific chip. I mean, EJ comes with, yeah, AIM-9Js, which I obviously don't have access to, so I can't really say anything about it. Lightning F6 is already kind of shit. Maybe it has enough speed to, just barely has enough speed to, yeah, slightly faster than everything else, but it just doesn't have enough armament, so it's kind of already fallen into obscurity even before it releases on the actual server. HMS Kent is the new US, British, sorry, yeah, so UK heavy cruiser of the Kent class, I think. Yep. 8 inch L50 basically. I think that's the same guns on the. No, it's bigger than the. Diameter wise, is bigger than the ones on the Tiger. This is like a 203, isn't it? Yeah, it. No, over 155, I think it was. Yeah. Anyway, did they get anything new other than that? Don't think they did. Oh no, never mind. They did the Roycat 105 compared to the Mark 1D, but I feel like just because of the rate of fire, the Mark 1D might fare better than the 105 because that thing's reload is. It's okay, I guess. Oh no, never mind. It's the same, so never mind. Ignore everything I said about the Roycat. I guess it is just literally a better variant. For the Russians, ground-wise, T-72B with its so many modules, I have to have a scroll bar on research. Helicopter, there's a new line K-29K-52. I'll play one of those because I actually was able to do one of those. MiG-21 is kind of gonna. I think it's gonna stay, but just because of the new planes with flares, it's not gonna do very well. New Stroshimi is fairly good with decent rate of fire for a uh, Russian destroyer. It has radar, but and etc. Svietlov seems to be more of a AA focused light cruiser with 37mm pintles pretty much everywhere, especially in the rear. So if anything tries to approach it, they're not gonna have a very fun time. And also has the 100mm guns on the sides, which also have fairly high rate of fire, and the standard 152s that you can also find on the Chapayev, which has fairly high rate of fire and do substantial damage. For Germany, they added the Leipzig light cruiser. It's just another grind buffer, I'd say. It's just marginally better than the Cologne, and then marginally worse than the Nuremberg. Aviation wise, they added the. Okay, let's go through it slowly. They added the Junkers 188A2, and if I remember correctly, there's another plane they added. Which one was it? Was that it? No, there was one more. I remember taking a picture of it. Was it one of the Dorniers? No. It was a prop plane. It was a prop plane. God, my memory is just complete shit right now. Was it Russian? Give me a second. No, it's definitely German then. Can't mix up the UK and yeah, no. Well, anyway, regardless, there's Junkers 18882, and nothing else of substantial value in the German tree other than the Rad Kampfwagen 90, which I'm probably not gonna bother getting, although it seems to be decent. Because I just want to get my 10.3 and it's be done with the fucking tree. I just don't want to touch the tree anymore. The US, they didn't get anything new in ground for at least this. Hopefully, just for this. No new helicopters, aviation, only the A4B and the F4E Phantom 2. Fleet-wise, they got the USS Portland, and that's pretty much it. But the stat card seems to be a bit wrong, because it's using the Pensacola, I think. Yeah, it's using the Pensacola. The K-52 is basically handled like a K-50, except the armament is a bit more cancerous because it has access to, let's see, 4 Iglas, 12 Viqueiros, and 10 S-13s, which are the big rockets, and it gets access to flares and a ground radar. So, what a ground radar can do is maybe a lot better if I actually had armament to show, but since I don't, I'll just have to make do with what I have. So, I do this. A bunch of stuff shows up. If I had missiles, if I press Alt F like this, it'd lock. Let's see if the K-50 actually got it, because I didn't quite check. No, okay, K-50 didn't get it. That does kind of suck, but I mean, there has to be an upgrade, right? I think I'm not sure how much of an improvement the tracking algorithm has now, but I mean, yeah, that doesn't lock very well, in my opinion. They did fix they fixed STRV's driving mechanism a bit, but I don't know if it's significant enough of an improvement to actually make it worth getting this over the new 105. Uh, well, basically light tank, because at close ranges it looks fine, but then you zoom in and then try to aim it at something at long range, it still has that jumpy effect, and it vibrates a lot when you move it left and right still, so it's fairly hard to actually aim at anything, um, just because of how jumpy it is. It takes so long to just make slight adjustments, and then your adjustments don't really stick. They're more like they're very floaty, is the best way I'd explain how they feel. And of course, did the VT-12 get this treatment? No, the VT-12's still the same piece of shit it is, because I really don't have any other words to describe the VT-12 other than it's kind of a piece of shit. Because, let me turn this on. Okay, now, first thing. See, it has neutral turning, right? Well, then as soon as you turn on mouse aim mode, it loses neutral turning. Like, Gaijin, why? Why would you do this to a vehicle which has neutral turning? It just takes so long to aim at anything. Oh yeah, new fire damage. New fire effects for jets as well. We'll test fly the F4E Phantom, I guess. Yeah, let's go minimal. Why not? Look at the blue flames, bluish areas of the flame when you're looking at it from the side, not the rear. Looks a lot better than it did back before this. I guess the main benefit of this is that it actually has a main cannon in the nose, so it doesn't have to deal with having, you know, a belly mounted, yeah, having a belly mounted. But I feel like the reticule is off on this thing. I think it needs to shoot or the reticule needs to be a bit higher than where it is currently. I'm not sure why. If I shoot like this, actually it hits on the vehicle rather than missing it because the gun's off target. It's a bit more guesswork than I'd like, personally, for some reason. Yeah, maybe it's because the gun. Is the gun pointing upward? No, it's flat. Hmm. Yeah, I feel like that might be a bit of a bug on Gaijin's part. You can see the slats at work in the thing right here. How the little things pop out to reduce, what was it, increase the slot speed. Yeah, this doesn't quite feel right for some reason. Yeah. Oops. Anyway. Definitely have to do something with where the reticule is at. Helicopter's nothing new. Sweden, I wish I could try the Draken, but I can't. That's kind of a big oof for me. It's a very good turn fighter, is what I could see, but it also has decent. I mean, it's slower than other 10.3s, so that's definitely going to be a factor. I mean, I think that's pretty much it. Maybe I didn't cover like one air vehicle which I can find in Germany, other than the Junkers 188 with new 1800 kilo bomb. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for Dev 1 because there just isn't enough. Yeah, there just isn't enough of. there's enough content, I'd say, to add anything extra, maybe. I mean, there's a bunch of content which is currently behind the thing, but other than that, I don't think we'll be able to actually see anything. I mean, I could go over individual vehicles like this patch, but then seems like most of them are either subject to change or yeah. I guess I'll end it right here for now, and I'll probably start restreaming on the next stream. Hmm. I think the one interesting vehicle this patch is probably going to be something like the Landverk, as usual. Wait, was it the Landverk or was it the? Yeah, it was the Landverk. USH 405 because well, you know, 18 rockets mounted onto a fairly speedy chassis with no armor. That seems to be the meme way to go for most of these anyway. Uh, yeah, I'll probably switch to the normal game or let's see. I mean, we've already seen the Dilatom on the thing. STRV-81 101's basically the Centurion Mark 1 and the Mark 3. Stridswagen 103A and 103C is the Stridswagen 103 series, which is the weird cheese wedge, and STRV 121 is the Leopard 2A5. There is the 122B, which is the 2A6, also in the works. Luftwaffe 701 is basically the same thing as the Panzervan. So I can't pronounce that word. Anyway, 551. Except this one starts off with a surface to air missile, and 551 starts off with a ATGM. Uh, and then everyone's, I think, memeing the LVKV90C. Uh, no, not the LVKV. Which one was it? Yeah, it's this in the V40 and the I think it was the 42. No, it was the L62. I think. No. I mean, either way, like all the vehicles are fairly cursed. uh, well, at least they look pretty cursed for some reason. Regardless, uh, there's a few interesting tank destroyers in the line. Uh, I mean, its 1.3 can probably do very good with its high explosives, but some of the actual full-size tank destroyer guns, like actual just guns ones, are fairly interesting as well. I mean, French users are basically on suicide watch because there's no Mirage. Oh well, now there's a Draken. Uh, mm, what else is there to add? Oh yeah, 96A at 10.0 is probably not going to be doing very well, considering it's basically the same as the 96. Has the exact same flaws and also gets penned by literally everything, but which is going to face frontally from all around. Hmm. Japan has an F4 EJ Phantom 2 with uh slats which are uh they work a bit differently apparently. I'll just give that a shot real quick because I didn't quite notice it when I was testing it before I started streaming. But I caught on to it while I mean, or someone told me about it while I was. Hmm. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. I do a hard turn right now. Yeah, it doesn't seem like the ones closer to the, well, at least the ones closer to the actual body of the plane doesn't activate at all. Is that the thing that they were talking about? Maybe. Yeah, I'll never know. Let's see, what else is there? The UK has. Well, I can't test any of those, unfortunately. Lightning. I mean, if I had any gold, I'd be able to show anything, but I guess that's not going to be possible for that one. There's a bunch of fixes on the T44 where the 44 got a 30mm inner plate, but it doesn't fill the entire thing. New well, has 3 shells, I guess. High explosive SAP and radio fuse. Let's see. Alright, yeah, K29. Um, it's actually fairly agile. The K29 is actually fairly agile. Even when stock, I found it to be fairly agile. I'm not really sure what makes it agile, other than it just being basically a minivan with two, and, well, first of all, a massive engine which powers, two propellers, which keep this thing relatively stable. The only downside I see to playing this would be the 7.62 or whatever the fucking caliber is, but it's definitely not a 20 mil. I think that's a 7.7 last I checked. Auto cannon or minigun, or I don't know what to call it. Rotary machine gun. There we go. That's what it's called. Rotary machine gun mounted to our front. It's not that great. I would rather take my chances with the additional 23mm this thing gets. Some upgrade. I mean, other than that, and yeah, I mean, other than that, I guess there's really not much to say about this thing. I mean, unlike the Heinz that you played before this thing's really mobile and agile, actually. Like, you wouldn't be able to pull that one pull up in the Hind because it'd lock up due to yeah, just purely due to the speed it's going at and the amount of pull it has. It does seem like they're moving the UI around though, considering how the RPM, collective speed, and everything at the center of the screen rather than top left. The Mi-28 is kind of meh now compared to the K52. I mean, the T-72 is basically a slight upgrade to the T-72A, but it still doesn't compete with the T-80B. Although it does still have the same mango round. Actually, no, all Russian tanks have the mango round technically, but yeah. I don't think the T-72 is gonna do very well considering how it doesn't have number one thermals, number two improved ammunition to compete with some of the potential newer vehicles. Because some of the newer vehicles are definitely a lot harder to deal with a mango round. Um, yeah, I don't think there's anything more interesting to explain here. Is there? Let me take a quick rundown again. USA. No helicopters. No. Oh yeah, I could try test flying the A4B actually. I haven't done that, I guess. Oh man, easy to take off, I guess. I don't think it's gonna be this easy when it's fully loaded, but fairly easy. No radar? Huh. And no cockpit, I see. So, placeholder model, placeholder stats. Oh, that kinda sucks. Yes. Air brakes? Has air brakes. It's not very great, but I mean, air brakes is air brakes. Whatever works, I guess, counts for this. Let's actually try to slow myself down and try to land. Probably add stall speed actually for this thing. Yeah, max slots. Come on, come on, come on. Yes. Oh. I mean, I guess anything's a landing as long as it's a landing you can walk away from, and all someone would have to do is just push the plane back over to the right. Hmm. So if you haven't worked on your uh, ground slash what do you call it? Imported tree for the Japanese, or you want to get the F4 FJ4B without having to go through the A4B, then you might want to start grinding fairly hard. Gripen users will have to grind out the J line rather than wait, the yeah, the the J line rather than the A line, because the A line doesn't lead to anything as of right now. Tanks, I have no idea how the Swedish tanks are gonna play out, so I'll have to see until I actually introduce the meta. I think that covers most of it. Recat 105 is just a better Recat, I guess, with a better pen. That's pretty much it, though. It's a Recat with better pen, and the gun's longer, so that's pretty much it. And Russia just has a new helicopter line coming from the MI-24P instead of leading to more Hinds. Just leads to the Ka-29 and develops to the Ka-52 because the Ka-50 is a premium. The Mi-28N's radar got changed apparently. Actually, yeah, actually, I haven't seen the radar changes quite yet, so I'll have to take a look at that quickly. Or have they not implemented that correctly just yet? Or is it a... what is it exactly? I'm not really sure. There was something about having auto aim on some planes, but I guess it's not on the Mi-28N. It's on like the H-1F, isn't it? Let me check. Or do you have to like yeah, no. It's just the radar types, I guess, and then the actual lead, the auto lead thing. I have to use the K50s or H1Z's new radar, and then lock onto the target airwise, and then it'll start automatically leading and then shooting the target, which is well. Yep. I guess I'll end the short, no, relatively short dev stream, I guess, or just dev server stream because they'll probably try to go through things more in depth in the second one if they have a second one, because the current trend seems to be just going for one dev server rather than two. So this might be all the content we get this time around, which isn't that great, but isn't too bad either, I'd say. Well, stream is now gonna be cut.